Welcome to Digital Discourse. Welcome to Digital Discourse. Yeah.
All right, back with another episode. Today we have a special guest. If you leave your house on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I'm sure you know who this brother is, the day party king, Polo. How you doing today, man?
Man, all is well, brother. I can't complain. To yourself?
I'm good. Life is good, man. Appreciate you for coming through.
Well, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I like that I see that you do a lot of things. You know, I love when I see a black man like expanding himself, not trying to stay in that traditional mode. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So let's start with that.
Okay.
How big is it for you to not box yourself in?
I came up playing in a go-go band. I'm from PGA, so I came up playing in a go-go band, but I like country music. I played basketball, but my grandparents were big on, getting me and my sister into like other things and golfing and just kind of being real well-rounded. I was always thought it's like, I can do anything. Like, just because I was black didn't mean I couldn't do something. Mm-hmm. It's like I can do anything everybody else could do. So I just felt like, the world has so much to offer, and sometimes things are kind of pointed in, like, as black men or young, as black folks, things are kind of put in our direction. It's just like, oh, stay within this. And then we would have things like people say, oh, that's white people shit, so don't do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's white people shit, so we don't do that. And I'm like, that's exactly what boxes you in. That's how you never expand or grow, is by saying, oh, that's this people's stuff or that's people's stuff. We don't touch that. Mm-hmm. We just stay right here within this box. And so I was just taught not to think like that.
Okay, that's good. And it's come with multiple benefits. I'm sure you understand this.
Yeah.
Which Litty in the City era is your favorite? Park, Lost, or 12 Stories?
It's different. So Law Society, like that was a lot of fun because they didn't do brunch, they didn't do bottle service, didn't do hookah, didn't have these parties, weren't open on Sunday. And I just knew how much Gabby and I put into that. And like, man, I had keys to that place, man. I used to be there all night. I'd fall asleep there. Like, this was when it wasn't open, just like trying to figure out the place or different things and going through stuff. So it was just kind of cool putting that together and like making it a thing. And then, just for everybody. So I would say that was real fun. But like Park also gets me too, because like Park will always just hold a special place in my heart, just from like when we worked there and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that was just fun working with that staff. But probably I might have to give the Litty. I might have to give it to Lost. Yeah.
I think it's a tough one, especially from your perspective. Because
yeah.
I guess Lost is like your baby, but I get it.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite too.
And I think Lost, it was just a time. Like right now, don't get it too, like, I love, like doing 12 Stories, Levi, like the nice route. Like, it's nice. It's like, and it's nice, but I'm going up there. I'm kind of chilling, laid back. It's a vibe. It's cool. It's sexy. It's grown, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Lost just felt like at that time, like, that, like at that time, bro, that 2018, 19, and then 21, 22, like, that was a little time right there.
And the cool part about it is I think it's like y'all doing it perfectly with the group as it grows. It's like spot on, like, cause Litty in this like 12 Story fits where we at. We 30, we lit, we still young and vibrant, but we getting money, like, so it's classy and it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, and that was a big thing for me, cause I'm like, I mean, even when the decision of like us stop, not doing events on U Street, cause I mean, just DC, it's been wild. It's been wild for a little bit, and then U Street is area kind of get a little crazy. So it's like, but also too, I'm not moonwalking across the bar like I used to, but I'm gonna go catch a vibe. And I know tons of other people that want to catch a vibe. They want to network. They want to meet somebody. Some people just want to get out and just be seen in a fit. So I mean, it's a number of things for real. Yeah.
No, it's fire. And I always tell my boy, because I got a man who don't leave a house, but he want a girl, and I be telling him to go there. I'm like, it's lit, like we vibing, but I think the highest quality women from the parties I go to in the city are at the Litty parties.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. I would say this, and just like a broad statement, like, fellas, men, especially men over the age of 30, if you are single and you're looking for a good woman, I'm not saying go to the club and just pick. But I will say this. A lot of the women that come to our, lawyers, doctors, multiple degrees, they do well for themselves and they're put together very well. And they got great heads on their shoulder. They got a great head on their shoulders. But it's like, you'll go into the event and it's like the ratio is crazy. It's so many women and like it's not that many guys. I mean, it's a couple of guys out there, but I'm like, I just know for guys who say, man, I'm trying to meet somebody. Man, put on your good stuff. Like don't just show up in a t-shirt, just in some shorts and whatever. Put on something nice and presentable. You can meet somebody, whether you're trying to network or you want to meet somebody. And then you can go out, from the date from there, and then you can make your own decisions or what have you. But yeah, some people relying too much on like the apps and whatnot. But
and that's a whole nother. Cause we can
whole
go
nother
long
ball
on the
game.
apps.
Whole nother ball game. Yeah.
What's your preference? The day parties or the night parties?
I love a day party. That's where I like. Cause that was my whole thing with getting into it. I hated the club when we first started what we did. Like I wasn't a club fan.
Really?
But I wanted like a cookout vibe. I wanted some, cause I went to, I went to a small school in West Virginia, and so it's a small little PWI, so it's not many black folks out there.
Okay.
I come back home and then I go to the club, and I'm like, black folks everywhere, but the vibe and the energy was off. It was just like, it wasn't welcoming. I was ready to go in there and like, ain't gonna hurt nobody. Like I was ready to get down, and that wasn't the vibe there.
Right.
So I was like, man, I want someplace, you can go out during the day. Man, you go out during the day, you turn up, you can get somewhere at 5:30. You can leave at 8:30, 9, get home by 10.
And
be
had
in
a
the bed.
blast.
You can be in the shower, be in the bed, everything up 10:30. Whoo!
Right. And still and feel like you didn't waste your day. Had a blast.
Exactly. And so that's what I love about that. Night parties are cool sometimes, but then, I'm at a certain time, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Nah, I feel that. When it comes to the party guests, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Entitlement. Like, and it happens on both sides. It's just, it's a little bit, it's entitlement and just it's entitlement and just like that disrespect. Like some people just feel like, some people have that main character energy. They walk inside a party and it's all about them, and then it shows in somehow like how they treat people or talk to people. But the entitlement of, if, for example, if we got a sold out, packed out party and I'm like, people like, yo, I'm trying to come in free, and I'm like, I can't do it right now. That creates an issue sometimes. Or people wanting like, oh yeah, give me some drinks, give me and my friends. And I'm like, well, that's running up a tab on my, like, it's just entitlement to where people feel as though, because at the same time, somebody's running a business. And so it's one of those things where you're so close to like, you're close to a lot of people. So it's kind of like community, but I'm running a business. And so you help people out, you hook people up from time to time, but it's the time where it's like, hey man, I can't do it today. Oh, for real? That's why I ain't even fuck with this nigga for real. It's like, the game changes. Damn. Because also too, some people like, image is so important to some people. So some people, they got their friend, like they're not from here, but they live here. And so their friends from back home or out of town come visit them. And so they like, oh yeah, I know the guy who runs this. Like, I know we're good. Like, put your money away. And they'll walk up to the front and it's like, oh, hey, what's up? I got my folks with me. And it's like, watch this, y'all. And I'm like, hey, can y'all just do me a favor? But I just need y'all, like, I can take care of y'all, but can you just stand right over there in line? Once y'all they're good to go. Line? I just said I would let everybody in here for free.
Right.
Tickets is $40 right now. It's sold out. Like, I just said, just right there, y'all wait. They know that's what I need to keep this thing organized.
Yeah.
If you can help me with that, I can help you. But then it becomes like, oh, he must not know who I am. I'm like, who are you then?
Definitely don't want to play that game.
That's like, because really, then we have to like break some things down and figure out, okay, what are we really doing here? Right? Like, what's really happening? Like, it's some music going on the side and it's people. It ain't that deep, sis. So, and then even like, and it's work even when guys do it, bro, that really be like, because some dudes, they like, some guys live on like who they know. It's like, oh, my man run the joint, like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. They don't never spend no money. Ain't never, like, no, for real. Because you got some dudes, it's like, Not for real. Their value, and that's a real thing. Some people's value is like really like, yo, I'm a connector. I'm the plug because I know everybody, and they have a gift where they don't mind asking for stuff. Like some people like really don't like asking people for stuff. It kind of like cringes. Some people like that's wake up every day and it's like, hey bro, what you got with? And so some people go a little overboard with that, and so then it's like their whole value is placed off, can they walk right in without paying and show everybody that? Because that's their value. And so if I'm the one to say, hey, listen, right now, bro, we at capacity. Hey, bro, all right, look, it's 40. Listen, it's which I got 5 guys. Can y'all do 20 for me? That's all, bro. Yeah. Man, hey, bro, he want us to pay and shit. Mind you, bro, you don't know my mama. You don't know my last name. Like, bro, like we ain't even got to take it there, but like, respect what I got going on.
For sure.
And say, hey, bro, or if you, hey, bro, you know what? I'm just trying to hit a walk through my folks. I ain't even got it right now. I'm gonna send some shorties your way or do something. But then I see like that you're trying to do something. Man, if you can't buy the bottle, you're gonna go grab the cups. Like I see you putting some type of, that's great energy. You trying to figure out what you can put in the pot. See, a lot of people pull up and they saying, what do people have for me today? Because also, too, when you spend 40, 60 to 80 hours a week and you don't feel like the boss of your life, or you don't feel, and I'm not downing about the job, nothing like that. But some people, like, that's what you notice what happens over time when you work in that industry. People take a lot of the stuff that they go through during the week, or their boss telling them, or their manager, yeah, okay, that's not, but yeah, we'll need you in the office now. Yeah, we're needed now. Thanks. Like, and you gotta hurry up and be there. When you get your time to pop your shit and step off and do that, man, ain't nobody finna tell you nothing. You spending your money. Like, and so, you know, anybody working on this side of things, you're gonna get that. Yeah. So
I get it.
Yeah.
I can tell that's something that sits in you.
Man, I used to work security, so I know it all too well.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's actually the next question, because I know you did security and you were the server, and now you're that guy. You're the one who people want to know. You've been on both sides of the spectrum. What does that teach you, being on both sides?
Even how you say that guy, like some people want to know who I am. Yeah. Because of, it's like, oh, bet, nah, we link, we cool. So, guess I ain't got to wait in line to pay for nothing no more. And I get the 64 walk through. I get it. But then it teaches me, it's just like, there's so much, like, gratitude is so important. And like understanding what your value is in any role that you're in. So like, for example, you could be on a basketball team, but you could never touch the floor. But you still need to know what your value is on that team and play that role. Because you got some people that's on the team and they just taking up a jersey space in the bench spot. Like they sit up there, and I ain't playing, bro. So I'm not, bro. My energy off. I don't care. What's the point of practicing hard? I ain't about to cheer these niggas on, bro. I'm not even getting in the game, bro. Like you see my folks over there laughing at me, they ain't. So quit. Remove yourself. So like, because basically, then what you need to figure out to do is like, okay, well, I'm a bench ride. Like, come to terms with like, right now, I ride the bench. I don't want to, so I'll work harder in practice. I'll do that. But also, too, I'm still a part of a team. This is not just about me. So what can I do from the bench? I can like make sure, hey, yo, backside, yo, back on defense, yo, hey, box out, right? Yo, you got 22. Yo, we in zone, How can you be attentive? How can you be another voice? How can you be another cheerleader that's on your team? How can you, when they call the timeout, you the first one off the bench, getting everybody hyped, chest pumping? Because I'm gonna tell you like this, the coach is gonna admire those values in some way, somehow. He's gonna be like, yo, we gotta reward him. We gotta keep this guy because he's valuable to our team. He's giving it his all. He don't even get in the game. He making sure the star players are turned up. He making sure the rest of the bench is talking and live. And now that energy now translate not just from our bench. The crowd is now into it more, and they're chanting like you sell more tickets like that all off somebody on the bench. Like it's really like know where you're at, understand your value in that role, be grateful for that, and then like play into that role. And then, but also too, as you do, You're learning and you're working. Because once you really like doing that, you just learn so much ground floor. Like, bro, when I went to work security, that wasn't planned. I went to, my friend told me they were hiring a VIP host at Park. I was like, all right, bet I'll do that. And they was like, she was like, yeah, go check your VIP. Yeah, you'll be a VIP host. I go to interview. They was like, yeah, we're just gonna start you off as security, just 2 weeks, just so you understand lay of the land, learn it. 2 weeks turned to 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I'm like, bro, I'm sitting up here like, then I'm like, bro, like they don't know who I am, bro. This is wild. Like I'm not no security dude, but at the time I had left a corporate job. I was working on a project trying to do something, so I'm needed something. So I'm like, bro, they got me over here doing security. It's like, bro, people know me. Like, man, I'm Polo. I play the XIB. I hooped around here. Like, people know who I am. Like, thinking I'm too good for it. Thinking I'm above this. Then I got a wake-up call that was like, yo, you need to just be grateful for your blessings. Like, you can walk, you can talk, you can see, and you got a piss-poor attitude right now, and you complaining about shit don't matter. And then when that became a thing, I was like, oh, for real. So I started looking at gratitude, and when you look at everything with gratitude, the just opportunities become much bigger, right? And so I was like, all right, bet. Well, let me figure out, since I'm right here right now, you know what? I am able-bodied. I'm blessed. I got a car where I can drive to and from. I got legs I can stand on. I can see. I can talk. Like, bet. Let's use these abilities we got. Let's use these hands we got and get into something. So I'm learning how to serve. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna clean before, do this and that. I'm gonna learn how to bartend a little bit. Then I'll do some bar back and work. I'll do, okay, bet. Well, I'm serve. So then I'm gonna start serving so I can talk to the ladies. Ladies, how y'all doing? And if y'all need to book anything, y'all can book with me. Because then during the nighttime, when you had the group of 40 and over ladies and they came and they wanted their bottle service, they ain't want the girl. They wanted Marcus. Nah, of course I'm out there in my serve unit. I got my pants, I got my button up on my polo on. But like I just knew how to like catch a vibe with the people, make people feel good and really build relationships there.
Right.
So I just took that time, every opportunity where I worked in security, serving the table, bartending, wherever it is, to like build relationships. And then I focused on, other places where I could build relationships and things like that. And I was very intentional. And then from there, when you look at things a lot more deeply, you notice like where things are missing. I was like, you know what, Park brunch wasn't like, it wasn't a party. It wasn't a thing. It was a little older. And so, then we went and we said, we could do brunch. And I think we can make this thing, a thing.
That's kind of how it all.
And that's how I rolled into that. So we did, when Gabby and I were working there, we did the first one. We told them, because Park wasn't open on Sundays, we did the first one over at Red Rocks, which is now Focus. Yeah. And then, everybody pulled up over there and they was like, yeah, we got to take this thing back to Park. I'm like, yeah, that was a plan. Did that. And then, the brunches, it became a thing.
History.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like your lesson was just add as much value as you can wherever you are.
Add as much value as you can, but gratitude. Like, because gratitude, it like, accept where you are, like figure out where you are in life. Yeah. Be grateful for where you are, and then how can you play into that? And playing into that is the value that you're gonna bring to that table.
For sure. That's a very underestimated thing.
Yeah.
What I was really asking, I was kind of trying to figure out, what did you learn about people? When I was talking about how you're the guy, because I'm sure you have genuine connections, but they may be opportunistic ones, but you also were security and somebody might have played with you. So you probably got to see how people act with different people at different levels.
Yeah, man. So it's like that literally. It's the whole like, man, I remember when I was serving, bro, And I remember when I was serving, and I remember there's people that, it's certain people that like I see now in the industry, I see around, and I'm serving the tables. Hey, and what I was big on too is giving great service. So I'll come and I'll pull up and I'm giving I'm like, all right, lights, camera, action. Hey folks, how we doing? Do y'all need anything else? My name's Marcus. I'm giving you like an experience because that's what you're paying for. Right. Like service is very important. But dude's like, man, nah, man, take all that. Like, and I can see how they would talk, and I'm not and never. I really watch. That shows me, like, I don't rock with people who talk down on other people, talk down on like
Me either.
certain staff, because it shows so much about who you are as a person, and you value not the person, but you probably value the things that the person has acquired or has. That shit is weird to me. But yeah, bro, women. Like, oh, you're so cute. You're a cute, like,
Oh, man.
you're a cute secure. Yeah, I used to get that all the time. Like, oh, you're like, isn't Marcus cute? Like,
Oh.
it was a lot of that, right? And then later, a little bit later, it's kind of like, hey. And I get it too, but also at the same time, because at the time, like for a lot, and there was times I tried to talk to certain women. I tried to like, hey, this, that, and the third. And it wasn't work out, because also at the time it's like, oh, well, he cute, he security, he ain't got no money, he ain't got much going on, he ain't this, that, and the third. But like people who knew me, if you have talked to me, it's like, he going to do something, or he going somewhere. But yeah, it's just some people would look at directly what you have at that moment. And then when you fast forward in times like now, you remember a lot of these people. So you know who's coming up and who broing you and like, man, we got a link, man. And you know, I've been right. I remember when I was patting you down, I had to pat you down at the front door and man, and how you like, I remember that. I remember the girl when I was like, hey ladies, this, that, and the third. Well, boy, just, I remember that. And then now when you come to the front door and it's like, it's my friend's birthday and but my job is to let that, like, I forgive, but don't forget. Like, I don't care about that stuff. I'm not holding that to anybody at that time. Like, I understand, but I do understand that, like, there's certain things that you may or may not value, so I'll pay attention to that.
Right.
So, like, people come back with that. I ain't about to. If you're kind, you're respectful, well dressed, whatever. Now, like, come on in. I'm not about to hold that. I'm not about to hold that against you or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if it came to like, oh, well, yeah, bro, we need to link up and do this and that. I don't know about that, because I may move a certain way and we may not move the same way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, that makes perfect sense. Great mindset, for sure. You spoke about being what you are and how people who was around you knew where you was going, like saw the vision. And having that vision to see something that's not there, like how you did with the brunches, that's rare. Describe your creative process.
God has blessed me with a gift where I truly believe I'm really able to see stuff that's not there. And that's one of the things that can be stressful sometimes, because I'm very passionate. So I could be telling people like, yo, right there, it's $1 million, it's right there. And like, people don't see it. And I literally can see it, but some others can't see it. But you need people to see it to do, to go that way. So
Sure.
Part of that is like, it's two things. It's like, okay, well, I've had to learn, okay, how can I, certain times I'm gonna need to work by myself to get things done, but other times I'm gonna need to learn how to properly communicate and delegate, because it's like I can see things and I can see what's not there. I then having to like work with people to say, okay, it's gonna be like that, and it doesn't make sense at all for certain things. I don't know, man. I just look at problems and needs. Like, okay, cool. I came to DC. I like to. When I came back from school, I like activities. I like different things. I used to be a zipline guide in West Virginia. Like, I'm into like camping, fishing, golfing, but like I love me a turn up. I love me a little ratchet activity here every once in a while. But I love community, right? I love being in a space where I can be myself and still be supported. You know what I mean? So that was a big thing. I felt like when I came back to DC and I went to the clubs, I was like, yo, I don't feel like I can meet anybody. And I'm just the type of person, I just like, oh, snap, bro. Like, what's happening, man? I fuck with that fit. Like, what's good, bro? And then come to find out, man, your line brother was my old teammate, and we doing this, and y'all got that thing going, and now I got this business, and he got the other people right there. And I'm like, bro, let's link up at the golf course. And now we got now we making things flow. Now we're communicating, working with each other, unifying, and it's just a bigger picture. So I was just like, I feel like for me, I didn't have that space. I didn't have that space at first when I came back. But then also too, when it goes to these other businesses, I just look at like, what are they missing, or what's their what are they missing, or and what are their areas that they need to improve on, and just their overall guest experience. But sometimes that doesn't get changed because some people, we got to be honest about what you're actually missing first in order for you to fulfill that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Usually when people speak about that, it's usually solution oriented. You saw something and you wanted to fix it. College. You went to college for psychology, right?
Yeah.
What about that have you taken that you apply now to what you do?
With psychology, it's more so of like, it's almost like this. It goes back, like, kind of forgive them for they know not what they do. That's what from
Something
the Bible.
like that.
Yeah, something like that. But it's kind of like that. It's like right now, it's like, so working and being in clubs, parties, all that stuff, you're a fly on the wall. And you get to see people in their true element. You get to see people when they first get out there and and then you get to see people like how they really want to act. And you just see different things. And so it's like, people be wilding out, man. People be embarrassing themselves. If you act like, some people just be wilding out and embarrassing themselves. Just, I don't know. It's more so about just like kind of how some folks go out and act, and it's more so about how they treat each other. Mm-hmm. And I just noticed a lot of people don't know what they're doing. People are just regurgitating stuff that they've seen, heard from other places. Like I guess that's the biggest takeaway from psychology. A lot of people are like walking into these places with facades. Like, people are not like, a lot of folks aren't like really addressing their true feelings, or like either really getting to know themselves and what they want. Some people are, and and people do. Yeah, I mean, some people are, some people don't, and it happens. But you see some folks trying to go meet somebody else, and it's like, you haven't even met yourself yet. Mm-hmm. So how you gonna meet somebody when you don't even know? You gonna introduce you when you don't even know you? So now you in a situation in this relationship down the road. I ain't seen you in the club for about 6-8 months. Then I see you back out, and then you got that, like, lost some hair. You going bald a little bit, bro. And it's like, cause you didn't, bro. You ain't need to do that. Mm-hmm. You just did. There were some other things inside that made you jump a little bit, like to go hop in there. And also too, it's like you weren't the same person now that you were back then, but you had to go through some things.
Right.
So it's just like, you see a lot of people like, okay, you see a lot of people hurting and going through things in different ways and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You touched on the regurgitation thing. Do you see like a lack of an ability for men or women to form original thoughts?
Yes. It's more and more now. Mm-hmm. Because we say phrase, it's more phrases now. Mm-hmm. We'll say clips, phrases, because we all know the same songs, the same kind of little memes, social media. Most people watch roughly some of the same show. We're gathering the same information, right? Mm-hmm. And so one, we're putting that out. Then as well, it's not as safe nowadays to just come up with some of your own thoughts. Even if it's just a thought, or you're just putting something out there for a discussion. In this day and age, it's kind of like, don't even think like that. If you think like that, like, you must be one of them, or you must be bad. So then it encourages in this group think. Mm-hmm. Now we all got to think the same to stay safe. Because I don't want to offend anybody or piss anybody off or do anything wrong. So if that's what y'all think, same. And that really takes away from who we are as human beings, as creatives, as all that.
Absolutely.
We should be able to disagree and have conversations about it. Like, I think that it's like, I don't remember back in the day, they used to have like, these talk shows where they'll bring on a black activist, a KKK member. They would bring on just so many different people. Mm-hmm. But literally it wasn't an argument. They would have a conversation, and it's literally like, why do you think like that? Now, he said that, but how does that make you feel? And then and so now I never thought about it. And our mind is able to open to new places and new spaces. Mm-hmm. Now it's more so of like, well, this is what I want. And I'm like, you don't really want that. Now, I'll be in the club, I'm like, so why do you want that?
They got it.
That right there is like, and it happens, it happens with clothes, shoes, the way we dress, the way we talk, the cars we buy, all these things, where we live, all these things, like, and it's like, we think that like, I'm living right now. This is success. Mm-hmm. When it's like, no, you define success. Like, and I think I really get excited for, and I'm grateful, I'm speaking it into existence, that like human being is a society we can get back to kind of our own, thoughts and creativity.
I do see, because I've noticed this and I hate it. Yeah, I'm directly where you are with it, but I do see that it's coming back. I do kind of see people are starting to open up. Like, I'm optimistic about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
very much so.
What is a key thing you think black men, specifically in our area, need to work on?
Wearing belts, pants around your waist, and wearing belts.
That's real.
And again, see, some people hear that, and some black men like, what, man? And that's because you a suit wearing dude. I ain't talking to you. This don't apply. I'm talking to the dude who I just seen on MLK Ave with the black hoodie and the pants all the way down. Like, it's like, how am I seeing your pants come below where your drawers meet so you can see it? That, like, that's.
Yeah, I don't even understand some of them.
But that's like, it's not what I want. Because also too, when I was in middle school and then going into high school, I thought I was so cool and bad. So I used to sag my pants. It's nothing like, there's not like, one of the things about it is I just think that it's something that shouldn't be admired. It's not cute. Ladies, if you see dudes, and especially after the age of, when you're an adult, and now you're able to go into establishments where you're 21 and you can buy a drink legally. There's no, I believe that I believe you shouldn't be allowed in an establishment if you sag in your pants. If I'm seeing your drawers and you got your belt tight around, like, bro, it's weird. And like, ladies, the one way that changes, when women see that and they be like, oh, I'm not really into that, but thank you, guys will change it. You'll change it. But like, I just hate seeing that, bro, because like, it just, that's a big thing.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And I love dressing up. I love it. So I'm with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that answer, but
that's one thing I just see, and I'm like,
nah, I fuck with it.
yeah.
Okay, this one you might got to be a little bit more careful with how you how you answer it. But what about black women? What's the key thing that they need to work on?
I can't really say this like, oh, there's like something that black women need to work on, because I'm like,
it don't even have to be black women. It can just be women in general.
Or just, it's more so, man, I just like, my biggest thing, what I want to see for a lot of women, when I come across meet a lot of women, is like, just make sure, and it's not for everybody, but just make sure that you've taken some like intentional time away from certain family members, friends, or relationships to truly understand who you are. And family members, friends, relationships, social media, celebrities. Understand, okay, who am I? Not with everybody's outside voice. What do I want for my life? What does that look like for me? What does that path look like? Because, and this is just from my experience working in the club, I see, oftentimes you see groups of women. You see more heavy groups of women than you do men. And sometimes everybody in that group ain't for you. And I've seen it time after time where I'm like, she's not your friend. She be in here trying to pour liquor down your throat so she can get you drunk and looking sloppy. And as soon as you do that, the guy that she knew that you were into, she over there talking about some, I hate coming out with her. I hate when she gets like that. And it's like, I saw what you just did. And then even the same time, another thing, I just got to say this, like, ladies, please watch your friends, because if you're going to go out and drink and do stuff like that, so often this happens every weekend damn near, where there's a young lady who comes in with a group of friends. She comes in, then she's passed out in the bathroom or passed out somewhere. Friends nowhere to be found. End up trying to contact the friends, and somebody like, can you just put her in an Uber? What? She can't even function. And so it's just like, for me, my biggest thing is not that it's necessarily work on. It's more so of like, just make sure that you've taken the time for yourself to make sure you say, okay, who am I? What do I want? I know I like this music. I know I like this. I know these friends are my friends. But what do I want, so I can make sure that like these things around me truly align and support me and support you and where you're going. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something. That's some advice anybody could take, honestly.
Yeah.
But nah, that's a good one. Okay. Since we on women, describe what an ideal woman would be for you.
An ideal woman, is black woman.
Okay.
Brown, little caramel to dark. with a nice figure.
Of course.
But like before all of that, that's just appearance stuff. But when it comes down to it, it's like a woman and like she enjoys working out. She enjoys not just enjoying working out, but like her health and well-being is very important. Like in terms of like, you know, her fitness, not just like, oh, I look good. You know, I went to the doctor and now I look good. Nah, like I want you to care about your health, not just how you look. Having a good head on yourself. I love smart women. I love women. That's not saying that you have to have the most highest paying job. It's not about money. It's about like, can I learn something from you? I like when I'm like, oh, what that mean? And she's like, oh, well, I'm like, like it's like we can always learn and grow. Someone who is not boxed into, you know, kind of societal norms of like, oh, well, you know, as a black woman or this is what I need, this, that, and the third. But someone who says, you know, for me, this is where I want to be in life. This is where I see myself in life. This is how, you know, and this is how you can either be a part of that or support me or whatever the case is.
Okay.
I think that's important. Fashion, style is important. I love a woman who can like put it together and also to put it together in different ways. So I'm like, yo, can you throw in a little street fashion? Can we go out, step out a little bit of that? But if I got to go to the mayor's house, if I got to go to the governor's ball, if I got to go to the White House for something like that, can you hold me down in there? Not just from how you look, but do you know how to work a room? Can you hold a conversation? Do you know how to kind of like give a little and then not too much? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those things are important. And then the other thing with that is like, truth be told, a partner in crime, a best friend, is someone to do life with. My grandmother passed away last March, and her and my grandfather have been married for 60 plus years.
Wow.
My parents still married. They've been married 35, 36 plus years. My grandfather on my dad's side, he just passed away in the beginning of this year, and him and my grandmother on that side been married 50 plus years. And one thing about it, and when I talk to my grandparents, the biggest thing they would say is like, our job is to, one of the things about it is our job is like, she was like, I just found my best friend. Like our job is to make each other happy. We're to try. No, the job is to try to make each other happy. She's not responsible for my grandfather's happiness. She's not responsible for it. That's their own thing. But if they can give the effort to each other and do that. And like, those are the ones that got me they would go golfing, traveling, doing different things. But the biggest thing I noticed about them, they were friends. They were joking. You know, my grandpa, he likes to go out. He's a cool dude, man. Y'all might see him in Litty in the city soon. But like,
yeah, bring him.
Nah, yeah, he be out. I mean, he's cool, and so he be out doing his thing. He's a swaggy guy, and so he noticed when some ladies looking his way and giving him some attention, he just kind of do his thing. And like my grandma, like I remember my grandma, she would see that and she would like laugh. She would kind of like, she was like, oh, Oscar's at it again. But then it's like, Oscar, if you don't stop it. And that was like jokes for them. Like they got along. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't even anything like that. But it's just like being friends. They were always cracking jokes and laughing. Like attraction, all that stuff, all that extra stuff, it fades.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
No, that's important. For me personally, being friends is number one.
That is, yeah,
absolutely number one. You described your ideal woman. What would an ideal male friend be?
An ideal male friend is a male that wants more for himself and those around him. When it comes to men, like, you know, we could talk surface level and stuff and be like, yeah, bro, ha ha, this, that, and third. But a lot of dudes, like, you know, can go through things and certain things can happen. It's like, one is a person you can talk to about like, yo, man, I'm going through this. But also on the other end is somebody's like, hey, bro, man, that's real, bro. Man, it's all right. Take a second, but like, hey, bro, I need you to get up. Or I'm about to come, bro. We hitting the gym. Or let's go, man. We can't stay down long because as a man, you understand that you're a leader of your community. Like you have a responsibility. That's one of the big reasons why I'm big on like, I get irritated when I hear like guys like cussing and carrying on around women and children. Like if you're somewhere, you come to the store and a lady comes in with her kids, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Then like let's PG-13 the convo.
I feel that.
Like that ain't no, you know, I hate it when I used to be like, hey yo, language, and they be like, man, stop acting like a bitch. I'm like, bro, this ain't nothing about like, it's our job to be like, I know we clown and we talking about all this wild stuff, but like, nah, let's make sure we understand that we men first. All right. Make sure how y'all doing. Open the door. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's the biggest thing. I want to be, surrounded by men who like just got good values, and a relationship with God. Cause like the world can pull you in so many different places and all these different things. But if you got a solid foundation, it's like, hey, bro, what you doing? Nah, man, it's lit. Man, I got the girl. I got the this. No. You living right? Like, what you mean? Nah, bro, you know what I mean. You living right. Like, the ideal friend, he going to check you. He going to tap you on your chest like, hey, bro, let me holler at you. That ain't it. And then also, too, when you know that's the ideal friend, then you're able to, like, receive you. Like, oh, damn. That wasn't? Nah, bro, that wasn't the one. Yeah, that's big.
That's good answers. That's good answers. Yeah. And I like that you touched on that PG-13 because I'm big on that when, especially when we in areas where we're underrepresented.
I'm big on that.
Underrepresented because I was in Nashville a couple of weeks ago, and it's like they probably don't see black people. Let me show them. I got a sleeve tat. Let me show them that not everybody is what you see on TV.
I'm glad you said that because that's been a big part of like just me my whole life. Because I went to school in West Virginia. Like like the mayor, the president of the school, mayor. Like I got a lot of folks. They fuck with me out there. But like the biggest thing about it is I'm a black man with locks. And I would go golf. I'm doing all different types of things, but I'm like, I understood that. I'm like, what these people know of me is what they see on TV and on social. And most of the people that you see on TV and social at the highest heights that look like me, probably talking about some guns, some drugs, some different things, some violence. Not everybody, or just talking about sport. I mean, it's just one of those things. So if you meet me, it's like, and I'm like, hey, they're like, hold on, wait. What? It's like my job is like I'm trying to help change your mind because I know there's other young black men like me that you'll come across, and I want you to be like, actually, nah, like not all black, they're not all bad, bro.
Right, give
like,
them a chance.
Like, cause I've never like I had a teammate in college who was out from West Virginia, and he boy from the sticks, but that's my brother. And one of the things that we kind of went through this whole thing where he was like, I never knew. He said I only knew a very small group of like some black folks from the town that he was from. And then whatever he saw from TV, like he didn't know anybody else. And he was like, the way dudes from the town move, he was like, bro, I've never met anybody like you. Like I've never, so he was, I just like, kind of like I was, he had to admit that like he was just ignorant to like, to a lot of things. And so I want to make sure that we're always presenting ourselves the best, our best self, because we talk about, the kids, this, that, and the third. Well, if I go around here hooting and hollering, cussing all the time, and that's all you've seen on TV, then you finally meet me when you say, I guess it must be true. And then when this young black man comes up for an opportunity in whatever field, it's like, listen, I'm not dealing with all that hooting and hollering, even though that's not everybody. That's not even, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we can play a part as men. It's like, we can plly a part in that, Yeah.
Nah, that's real. I didn't even have this question prepared, but somebody saying I never met somebody like you, that's my favorite compliment. That's my number one compliment. What's yours?
Damn. I don't know if I have a favorite compliment, but I do like that right there. When people say that, I feel like almost mission accomplished.
Yeah, for real.
Because it's like you did not know black men like me existed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we are plenty. We out here. And so now people are like more like, just when it comes to opportunities, different things, it's like, I actually know this guy can play a little golf. Like, so it's like, let's invite them or let's have their group, like whatever the case is. And it just opens doors. So yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite compliment, but bro, when I hear people say that, I'm like,
it hit different.
I did what I was supposed to do here.
Facts. Dating. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to that?
Biggest pet peeve when it comes to dating?
Yeah.
People not dating for what they want and dating for like what they're told they should date for.
That's a good one.
Like, okay, well, my friend said, or no, because women need to, or man needs to, and it's just like, bro, you're regurgitating what you heard online. Like, what were you raised around? You say, well, if he can't pay my rent, his, this, that, and the third, pay all our bills, take me on trips, and the trip is not the birthday gift either. That's just the trip, and that and all of that. And I'm like, have you ever seen that in the household that you came up in? And it's like, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I want to make sure it's like, because don't pass up on this good brother here that's going to do good by you. He's going to do his best, and he has potential to grow. But you reading into man, I need the number one pick in the draft right now to come it's lotto talk. Mm-hmm. It's like, and it happens on both sides. It don't just happen with women that say, oh, they want this and that. You got guys there too, man. Well, these women, because I'm a king and I'm this, that, and the third, so I need this type of woman and I need this and multiple. Hey, bro, it ain't that. It ain't that. So I think the biggest thing is just with the pet peeve is like people making sure they know what they want. Because I've seen women pass up on certain men because she felt embarrassed because that guy didn't make enough money for what her friends thought was appropriate. Mm-hmm. And some people group date. Group date. So it's like, okay, so you got a group of 5 women, 2 are engaged, one's got a boyfriend, the other 2 are like so they want to try to figure out and meet a guy who will form well with this group, because this is going to be the group to do life with. You all are going to grow, and these are the couples you'll hang out with, so on and so forth. So you're trying to find somebody that either fits into like, well, he would line up next to these other men nice. They, maybe your guy's not the finance. Maybe your guy's an artist.
Yeah.
Maybe he makes crystals. I don't like, and that could be what it is. But like, you have to understand if it's that peace or if it's that like that calmness that you appreciate. It's okay to appreciate that. Like, you ain't got like, it don't got to be Gucci and gold all the time. Mm-hmm. It does not. Like, you can really go out here and walk around barefoot and say, oh wow, I found success because I'm truly free. Like, I'm happy. I can do what I want. Not necessarily. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna just buy things to say, nah, I've acquired. Like, so I think that people understanding this, like, okay, cool. Who do I want to date versus who? Like, some women start talking about they not taking dates to Cheesecake Factory no more, and it's like, shorty, you like Cheesecake Factory? Yeah. Like, it's not disrespectful if a man takes you there. It's like, you actually like the stuff. Like, it's okay to be like, girl, we going to Cheesecake Factory, but you're not gonna say that because you don't want to get clowned by your friends.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that, because I just had a conversation like this today, talking to one of my female friends, a guy she's dealing with, said something she don't like. I can't remember what it was, but I thought it was small. So I was like, are you actually even bothered by that, or do you feel like that's just something that somebody told you he's just not supposed to say? Like, just sit for a second. Does that bother you at all? And she was like, nah, not really.
And that's it. Yo, that's one of the big things that I have to do. And it's just with a lot of this is not just a woman thing or man, both sides. Because there's a lot of men who might date and they be like, bruh, because I'm not messing with no junk, this, that, and the third. And it's like, what does that mean? Why wouldn't you? Bro, no, explain that to me. Nah, bro, because like, you know what Trap said? If oh my gosh, bro, you reciting lyrics right now of a like, and so it's those things where it's like, yo, think for yourself, understand what you want. When you say something, and sometimes you're like, oh well, I don't want this or that. Sometimes just think about it, just take a second, like go. Then you'll notice, you'll be like, damn, actually, I don't really care too much about that.
All right, this is okay.
Exactly, but your emotion will tell you no. And then if you act on that emotion real quick, you won't get the chance to think about it.
Yeah, don't block your blessings. Mm-hmm. That's deep. Keep doing that work.
I'm telling you.
Hopefully this one don't get you in trouble. Have you ever been dealing with a young lady, ghosted her, and then she popped up at one of your parties?
Yeah, man. And it wasn't even like no like, but I'm like, I don't know. It's not something that's happened. I mean, I don't know. I know like 2 times, essentially where I was talking to somebody, kind of rapping to them, but then like life had hit, man. Life and a couple of things had hit, and then I just kind of I can go into these little shells where I just kind of go into my own little space, and I'm not talking to nobody, and I'm just kind of like, I'll go out to the party and I'll smile and do that, but then I'm like, I'm in my own space. And then after some time, it just kind of like faded away. And I guess one of the things that I was never good at going back to say, hey, listen, this is why I did not like respond. And that's something I want to do a better job of. But I think about it, I'm like, yo, is it random? I'm about to write some letters. I don't know. Because I feel like there's certain women, and I'm like, these are good women. I feel like they didn't, it's not even that they really probably even cared or noticed. It wasn't that deep. But like, it's the thing about it's just like, they're really dope. But I feel like they at least deserve some type of like explanation or something. I mean,
I think
and then some, huh?
I didn't know I thought you was finished, but I think you should do that because I think it actually is deep for them because like especially for what they see you as, and then you do that, they like, what's the point of any of this shit? I tried with him and he just did this to me, and it just fucks up somebody else later on. Because I do that myself. I try to close them out.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, and I feel like, but also there was a time where I've had to talk to some people and like, so over the past year and a half, I lost like friends and family members over the past year and a half. And then even aside from, that, I had like certain like friends and people I grew up with that like, our friendships were not, we had to go separate paths. Mm-hmm. But like really the loss of like some of my close like family members and friends and some other things that just kind of put me in a dark place. And one of the things that I had to understand, there was somebody who I stopped talking to, but the big thing I did was I told her, I was like, yo, so this is what happened, this is what I'm going through, and I'm just like, basically, I didn't know how to say, but like, yo, I'm just not I just need time by myself. Like I was in a dark space, and she wasn't trying to hear that, and just kept taking it as like, oh, so what, you don't like me or you don't, and I'm like, yo, this has nothing to do with you. This is my situation. But that situation, I'm glad, even that conversation happened because quickly I found out, I was like, well, this ain't the person for you, no way. Because if she going to, keep pressing you about this and you got your own personal situations going on, yeah, man, that ain't it. That ain't it. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair enough. All right, well, the last question I like to close out with always. If you had the full attention of the world for 30 seconds, what would you say?
If I had the full attention of the world for 30 seconds, I'm like, yo, we can solve a lot of our problems by just being kind to each other. Like, if you're kind to yourself and then kind to someone else, we can really help each other out a lot. Like, we're better together than we are separated. So, like, little things. I'm not saying, like, you give your paycheck away, but opening doors, saying hi, smiling, waving, just the things that we used to do, some of those things. But we'll be able to work better together, and that creates a better community for us and for the children who are the future.
Okay, good message.
Yeah, man.
Well, brother, that's all I have for you. I do appreciate you taking the time to come out. You wanna leave off with anything?
Man, well, listen, man, y'all follow me at YouKnowPolo. Follow the Great Energy Group. Follow Litty in the City Tour. Yeah, man, continue to surround yourself with great energy. And if the energy ain't great, tell them to keep it.
That's a good motto.
Yeah, man.